If you're over 70 or you love someone who is, listen close for just a second. Every year, millions of us wonderful seniors get marched into tests our doctors call routine and preventive. We smile, we trust, we say better safe than sorry, right? But here's something that still keeps me up at night. New research now shows that some of these exact tests can quietly push us towards surgery, scary complications, or even cancer we never would have had. In fact, one of the tests I'm going to reveal today is now linked to roughly the same number of cancer cases as drinking alcohol every single day. Shocking, isn't it? And the saddest part? Most doctors will never sit you down and tell you this truth. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to share the 5 common checkups that many folks over 70 might be wiser to question, or even skip completely. All backed by real studies, told with love, and I promise, number 1 will leave your jaw on the floor. Oh, and before we dive in, quick favor. Drop a quick comment and tell me where you're watching from, your age, and have you ever walked out of a test feeling more worried than when you went in? We read every single one, and I answer as many as I can with gentle tips just for you. Now let me tell you why I'm so passionate about this. I've spent the last 15 years sitting right beside lovely people just like you. Wonderful grandparents, retired teachers, gardeners, golfers, you name it, who came to me upset because a simple test turned their peaceful life upside down. Some ended up on medicines that made them feel worse. Others went through procedures that left them weaker than before. And almost every single time, they looked at me with those kind eyes and said, "I just wish someone had told me there was another way." So today, that's exactly what we're doing, together. We're pulling back the curtain, gently and with respect, so you can walk into your next appointment feeling calm, confident, and in control. One quick thing, sweetheart. Nothing I share here is medical advice. Always chat with your own doctor, but everything is based on the latest studies and real-life stories I've seen with my own eyes. Ready to feel a little braver and a whole lot wiser? Let's start with number 5. Number 5 might surprise you. It's the bone density scan, the one they call a DEXA. You lie down for 5 quiet minutes, no needles, no pain. They tell you it's just to keep your bones safe. Sounds lovely, doesn't it? Well, here's what happened to Dorothy, a sprightly 78-year-old I still think about. She walked 2 miles every morning, carried her own groceries, never had a single fall. But her doctor said, "Let's do a quick bone scan, just to be sure." The results came back with the word osteopenia. Ugh, suddenly Dorothy wasn't strong for her age anymore. She was at risk. Next thing she knew, she was swallowing a pill every week that gave her heartburn so bad she couldn't enjoy her afternoon tea. Then came the jaw pain. Then the fear she'd never taste her granddaughter's cookies again. All because a number on a screen said her bones were a little thinner than some chart made for 40-year-olds. Here's the part they don't put on the brochure. After 70, almost everyone's bones look thinner on that scan. It's as natural as gray hair or laugh lines. Yet studies now show the medicines they rush to give us only lower the chance of a fracture by a tiny fraction, while the side effects show up for thousands. Dorothy stopped the pills, started gentle weight exercises with soup cans, and a daily walk in the sunshine with her neighbor. A year later, stronger legs, better balance, and the biggest smile when she told me, "I feel like me again." Makes you wonder what the next test on our list can do when it spots something perfectly normal in an older brain. Wait till you hear this one. Number 4. Oh, sweetheart, this one breaks my heart every single time. The brain MRI for everyday forgetfulness. You know how it goes. You misplace your keys once or twice, forget a neighbor's name, and suddenly someone says, "Let's get a picture of your brain, just to check." It feels caring, doesn't it? Let me tell you about Harold, a gentle 76-year-old retired mechanic who loved fixing things for his grandkids. He walked in joking, "I'm getting a bit foggy upstairs." A week later, he sat in my office white as a sheet, holding a report that said white matter changes and age-related atrophy. Harold heard the word atrophy and thought, "That's it, I'm losing my mind." He stopped driving, quit the bowling league, barely left the house. All because a scan showed what shows up in nearly 9 out of 10 brains over 70. Perfectly normal aging, nothing more. Here's the scary part. Those innocent-looking spots can light a fuse. Doctors order more tests, sometimes even spinal taps or brain biopsies, trying to rule everything out. I've held the hands of lovely people who ended up with headaches for months, or worse, all from chasing shadows that were never a real threat. When we finally calmed Harold down, did a simple 10-minute memory quiz at the kitchen table, and got him sleeping better, drinking more water, and doing crossword puzzles with his wife, guess what? 6 months later, he was back under the hood of his old truck, laughing louder than ever. So unless there's sudden confusion, big personality changes, or trouble walking straight, that big, noisy machine might only give you worry you don't deserve. A gentle chat and a proper memory check with your doctor is usually all you need. Now hold on tight, because number 3 is a test almost every one of us has been sent for at least once, and it can send a perfectly healthy heart straight into the operating room. Number 3. Goodness me, this one still makes my stomach turn. The cardiac stress test when you're just a bit more tired than usual. You know the one. They put you on a treadmill or give you a little medicine to make your heart race, all while saying, "We're just making sure everything's okay." It feels responsible, doesn't it? But let me tell you about Frank, a cheerful 77-year-old postman who walked his dog 3 miles every morning. He mentioned to his new doctor that hills felt a touch harder lately. Next thing he knew, he was hooked up to wires, puffing away on that treadmill. The results looked a little funny, so they sent him for the heart catheterization the very next week. They found one slightly narrow spot, popped in a stent, just to be safe, and that night Frank's kidneys shut down from the dye. 10 days in hospital, weeks feeling weaker than ever, and you know what? His tiredness turned out to be low iron from not eating enough red meat after his wife passed. A simple blood test and a steak twice a week fixed him right up. Here's the part that keeps me awake. In folks over 70 with no crushing chest pain or real shortness of breath, these stress tests give false alarms up to 40% of the time. That one blurry result can lead straight to stents or even bypasses that studies now show don't help us live longer or feel better. But they sure can cause bleeding, strokes, or kidney trouble. Frank still says, "I'd give anything to go back and just ask for a resting heart tracing and a gentle checkup instead." So unless you're getting real chest pressure when you walk or climb stairs, sweetheart, you might be wiser to start with safer, simpler things first. Now take a deep breath, because the test in spot number 2 is one almost everyone over 70 still gets pushed into. And after 75, the risks can be 10 times bigger than the reward. Number 2. Oh, honey, brace yourself, because this one shocks nearly everyone. The routine colonoscopy once you're past 75. Most of us have been told just one every 10 years, it's the gold standard, it saves lives. And for younger folks, that can be true. But after 75, sometimes even after 70, if you've had a couple of clean ones, the story changes completely. Let me tell you about Margaret, a lovely 79-year-old baker who still made the best apple pie in town. She had no bleeding, no pain, no family history, and 2 perfectly clean colonoscopies already behind her. A new doctor said, "Let's stay on top of it," and booked her in. The strong laxative cleanout left her dizzy and dehydrated for days. During the procedure, they snipped off a tiny polyp that would never have caused trouble and accidentally nicked the bowel wall. Sweet Margaret ended up with emergency surgery, a week in hospital, and months too weak to stand at her beloved oven. She looked at me with tears in her eyes and whispered, "I only did it because I thought I had to." Here's the quiet truth the brochures don't shout. Major studies of over 1 million seniors now show that after 75, for every 1,000 colonoscopies, only about 2 lives are saved, but 20 to 30 people suffer serious complications: bleeding, tears, heart rhythm problems from the sedation, or kidney trouble from the prep. That's 10 times more harm than help for many of us. And those little polyps they love to remove? Most grow so slowly, you and I will never live long enough for them to turn bad. There's a gentle, safe choice now. A simple stool test you do at home, no prep, no sedation, that catches almost all the serious problems. Many top guidelines say that's plenty after 75, or even to stop screening altogether if you're feeling well. So unless you've got new symptoms, blood, big weight loss, sudden pain, please, sweetheart, ask your doctor, do I really need to go through this again? Now take one more slow breath. Because the #1 spot is the one private clinics love to sell to healthy seniors, and it's now linked to thousands of cancers every single year. And now, #1, the one that honestly makes me the angriest, the full-body CT scan that private clinics and some executive health packages push on healthy seniors. They call it peace of mind, early detection, the ultimate checkup. You walk in feeling fit as a fiddle, lie down for a quick whiz through the big donut machine, and they promise they'll catch anything before it ever hurts you. Oh, if only it worked that way. Let me tell you about Walter, a spry 81-year-old who still taught gentle Tai Chi to his neighbors every Tuesday. He treated himself to one of these fancy full-body scans as a birthday gift to himself. The report came back with a tiny 4-millimeter spot on his lung, needs follow-up. Walter went from teaching Tai Chi to sitting in an oncologist's office overnight. More scans, a PET scan, then a biopsy that collapsed part of his lung. 10 weeks in and out of hospital, pneumonia, and a man who used to dance with his wife couldn't walk across the room without oxygen. The final result? Completely benign. Just an old scar from a cold he had decades ago. Here's the terrifying truth buried in the fine print. Every full-body CT blast gives you as much radiation as 400 to 500 chest X-rays. Recent studies now estimate these scans may cause up to 5% of all cancers in the country, about the same number as daily alcohol drinking. And the harmless little spots they find? They're in almost every one of us after 70. Old healed scars, tiny cysts, bits of calcium. But once they're on the report, the train has left the station. More scans, more biopsies, more fear. Every major medical group in the world now says the same thing. Full-body CT screening on people with no symptoms has zero proven benefit and real proven harm. Sweetheart, if you feel good, your regular doctor visits and simple blood tests are more than enough. Save the big scans for when there's a real symptom to chase, not for fishing trips through a healthy body. You've earned gentle care, not radiation roulette. There we are, my friend. 5 everyday tests that sound caring, but after 70, sometimes even sooner, can quietly steal more peace, strength, and precious time than they ever give back. Number 5, the bone scan that can scare you into jaw-destroying pills. Number 4, the brain picture that turns normal aging into needless terror. Number 3, the treadmill test that can land a healthy heart in the operating room. Number 2, the colonoscopy that after 75 often carries 10 times more risk than reward. And number 1, the full-body CT that can actually plant the very cancer it claims to catch. You've worked hard your whole life, raised families, built homes, served your communities. You've earned the right to gentle, wise care, not fear-driven poking and prodding. So next time someone says, let's just do this test to be safe, please pause and ask two simple questions. What will we do if it finds something small? And could the test itself hurt me more than the problem ever would? Your body is still wise. Listen to it first, love it gently, and choose only the tests that truly make sense for the beautiful life you have left. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 5 surprised you the most? Have you or someone you love ever been hurt by a routine test? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one and answer as many as I can with a little personal tip just for you. And if this video helped even one person feel braver at their next appointment, please tap that like button and share it with a friend or family member over 70. Let's look out for each other. Thank you for spending this time with me. You're stronger and wiser than you know. Stay well, stay peaceful, and I'll see you in the next one.